stages, yeah, future vibes. Bright lights, they put me in a daze, and I can't stop but think about the way that you move around up and down on that stage. It's your future vibes. Bright lights, they put me in a daze, and I can't stop but think about the way that you move around up and down on that stage. It's your future vibes.
Hello to the two people in chat. Hello, Kurturix. How are you today? How's Alexander today? I'm still seeing two, Alexander. CD, hello. You watching while playing Metagrow? Very nice, Martin. Kurturix is good. You can see I was kind of directing him for the thumbnail. And he came up with a plan for today's stream. So if it's terrible, it's his fault. I'm okay. I'd like there to be more than 3 people in the stream. Sorry, 2 people. No, 3 again. I did ask for it, to be fair. You're guessing sugar beet? Yes. Hello, Blage. I'll be very honest, if multiplayer streams stay this quiet, I'm just not going to do them because it's not worth me setting aside 2 hours. You didn't see a notification? Oh, of course. Of course YouTube's pulled that crap again. Why would YouTube bother sending out notifications to people that are subscribed? If it gets mental, you'll join. It won't. I can tell you that right now. And if it is super quiet all day, I'm not going to go 2 hours. I'm just going to go for one. And rethink tomorrow's stream. Because it's honestly not worth my time to do multiplayer if there's only going to be like 2 people here. And nobody on the server. 1174, hello, in Austin. You don't like this map? Chris, hello. How am I doing? I'm doing okay. Carturix, would you be okay with another map swap? Because it seems like this isn't a very popular map. How many are there on the server? Me and Carturix. And I think a hired worker. So I might swap maps out for tomorrow. If the stream does bad. Not letting you download from the server. It should. Yeah, you won't be interrupting anything. You got it from a mod site. The hash might be different. It should let you download from the server. It's strange that it's not. I was genuinely kidding when I said Field 10 should be Sugar Beets, but hey, we got Sugar Beets in Field 10. Doing my best to manage the speed, Turks. It's coming up as blank. It really shouldn't. You're gonna name yourself something silly? Don't name yourself Totally Not a Troll, because I've already taken that. Oh hey, this does have the same cab as the Homer Harvester. That's interesting and fun to know. It also has like 0 capacity. I'm gonna need to grab a truck. Somebody was having fun around the yard. Not you. It totally was you, Carturix. Don't lie to me. So if I do swap the map out on the server, what map do you guys want? I'll ask the same question on Discord in a second, actually. I'm gonna just park up the truck in the field and popping at everyone into Discord. Yeah, if the stream's gonna stay this quiet, I'm just gonna end it at 6. Trollian Alps would be worth a look. Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad call. Actually, you need to get the truck over here to empty the Homer first. The server full. Server's basically empty. Excuse me, Homer? It's... okay then. Old streams... I guess I could do old street... I broke this animation already! I guess I could do MP on old streams. Problem is, I'm not the biggest fan of that map as a whole. Reese, unfortunately, and I guess mildly annoyingly, you're suggesting maps that I dislike. Where is it? You can't find it. Exclamation mark dedideets gaming guitar guy. Nightbot will give you the info. Carturks, could you empty the Holmer? I'll go over and empty yours. Because the Holmer doesn't want to unload into this truck. There we go. So I'm going to do while this is unloading is I'll just throw everyone into Discord and see what map they, people want. There you go. Oh, the truck's now full. I'm aware the Benelux needs updating. Problem is, if I were to do that, it would take about 10 to 15 minutes. Just for the server to go down, come back up, and do all of its stuff. And it would literally just be 10-15 minutes of completely dead time. The mods page is blank. Oh my... You're kidding me. It's not blank. Can it be updated by tomorrow, please? Sure. Yours is blank. GG. Game. I don't even know what to say anymore. I'm gonna finish the stream at 6 because this is just really frustrating. Like nothing ever. I wouldn't give for one day when the multiplayer actually works. And nobody comes in screeching about a mod needing updating. And the mod list actually works. And people actually watch the stream. Yeah, just one day. That'd be really nice. Check my Discord PMs. I will in a minute, Alexander. But as it stands, I've got it set up so that the mod list for the server is public, but it's not showing as public, which is great. That is fantastic. And like with half the mods that are on the mod hub updating completely randomly at times that nobody knows about, it's almost impossible for me to actually keep the mods up to date on the map. So so pretty much every stream I'm told, oh yeah, you need to update this mod on the server because I can't get on. But then again, there's nobody on the server. Nobody wants to come on when I'm not streaming. So I don't know about these things until I start streaming. The only way that I know is Karturk shouting at me and he didn't mention the Benelux. Not angry, frustrated. Frustrated with YouTube, frustrated with a lot of stuff right now. Mainly YouTube. What's wrong with YouTube? You got a notification, thank you, Richard. Well, other than the fact that it's randomly unsubbing people again, it doesn't seem to ever push out my streams. Ever. Notifications work maybe 20% of the time. Anytime I do something that I enjoy, which is explain, nobody cares because about this channel on Farm Sim, so everybody wants Farm Sim all the time, regardless of how I feel about it. And to be honest, I'm kind of bored of the game. There's only so much you can play one game, and it's really kind of repetitive for me now, and boring. Explain. And some people, if they haven't been on YouTube in like a year. That doesn't explain the amount of unsubs I've been getting lately. But Explain is more fun for me, and nobody wants to watch that. And it's just frustrating that I basically have to play a game that I don't enjoy as much, because that's what people want. Asterix, not bad, I'm just kind of airing some frustrations. And the real kicker is, even when I do stream Farm Sim, very few people watch. Have random games on that channel. Yeah, I watched the match. It was a good win for Tip. But I felt the final score was a bit unfair to Waterford, though. They didn't deserve to be beaten that badly. But the match was over in the first half when that red card was given. You know, that was game over. This is full. Hey, Rupert. Adam, apparently the mod list isn't working, because of course it's not, because that would involve the server actually working correctly for a day. $30 people's loads compared to your YouTube? Well, considering there have been, considering I would count an average stream as being about 50 people. I've been having very low viewed streams lately. Now that average is down from what it used to be. Like, it used to be 70, 75. Hey, DMF. It's like Farm Sim is struggling on YouTube now, and any Farm Sim channel that's not called Dagger Winner Simulate is, or VF, is gonna struggle kind of naturally. Summer's coming, maybe people doing things. Very true, Glengar. Unless you're called Virtual Farm or Dagger Winner Simulate, you ain't gonna get very far with Farm Sim anymore. Yeah, Landy streams are basically that as well. By, like, the standards that we were used to even a year ago. Mr. CDP is quite popular as well. Yeah. Do 24-hour stream. No, I'd rather not. I'm forgetting DJ Gotham. I don't know these people. This is... No, IRT, the way to get views really is to act like an imbecile most of the time. Euro Truck's where it's at for you. X-Plane's where it's at for me, but those streams don't get much views, but I enjoy them more. I have a lot more fun in the X-Plane streams with basically nobody chatting than I do in a Farm Sim stream now. And, I'll be honest, I don't think it's Giant's fault that I'm not enjoying Farm Sim as much. I think it's just that, you know, I've been playing this game since 2012, and, I've changed as a person since then. So is it really that surprising that I'm, you know, 7 years later, not finding the game as fun as I used to? You're more into ET. Yeah, there's a lot of people more into Euro Truck at the moment. Bird out and farming. That's... I think so, and I don't know, there's something about 19 that just, for me, isn't as fun as it used to be. Farm Sim's more console based now, yeah. ETS2, no. Not ETS2 MP. Hey, Greek dude. I ain't doing ETS2 MP. I cannot stand Truckers MP. It is the single worst thing in the world. Hey, Nick. Just go on server 3. Is that the one with 0 rules where everybody just drives like an idiot? Then again, everybody drives like an idiot in all servers. There's nothing wrong with ETS2, there's a lot wrong with Truckers MP. And the hired workers in the Homer, seemingly. Hey, Woodshed. See, I think the big problem with FS19, and I didn't, Alexander, the big problem with FS19 for me, and I think for... Oh, server 3 is no cars? Oh, I might do server 3. The big problem with Farm Sim for me isn't that it's boring, it's the FS19 really, I think, focused a bit too much on brands and getting, and like the new brands coming in, but didn't maybe focus on, you know, new and interesting gameplay aspects. Like, sure, there's the horses, but other than that, what's new in FS19? I'm gonna tab out a game real quick and hopefully not crash the server, because England really wants me to check. Oh, for goodness. Cattle and crops I think will take over. Cattle and crops is DOA. Lancy, there's no saving cattle and crops. For me at least. Like if Farm Sim for one reason or other goes under or continues to lose popularity or whatever, I'll just be done with farming games, frankly. Like, I'm much preferring X-Plane right now, because it's got the same kind of graphic style, the kind of realistic, for the most part, graphic style, but there's just more to do. Like, if I wanted to, I could fly an SR-71 Blackbird in X-Plane right now. Hey, Ryan. Got CNC cattle and crops. Which, honestly, is... Nick, no, please help with the sugar beet harvest. We actually need a second truck doing it, because this one truck is struggling. You might need to sell some silage to free up a truck, but getting onto the sugar beet harvest is probably a better idea right now. Gonna load the beets in the field and then go to the conveyor and pick them up. We could, but that would cause like really bad lag. This is the issue, is on a server you really don't want huge piles of stuff. I would argue even the silage is problematic. Because it causes lag. Because the netcode for Farm Sim isn't the greatest. It's something that Giants kind of overlook to a certain extent. What would I want to see in FS21? Compared to FS19, I would like to see more of a focus on gameplay, less of a focus on, you know, new brands. Honestly, a bit of a focus on improving the netcode and multiplayer. Because that's something that has been mostly untouched since 2013. Yeah, since the Deadly servers launched, the multiplayer netcode has been largely untouched. It has been improved, but largely untouched. It'd be nice to get rid of syncing screens, but that's not something that's really possible with that much information has to be sent in Farm Sim. But yeah, there's a... There goes Carturix! Just see a man flinging himself down the field. It has to be Carturix. Shouldn't do much to forestry. Besides, yeah, very few people do forestry or train. I wish I want to say dynamic terrain, but really that's not a good idea. That's an optimizational nightmare waiting to happen. So as much as I'd like to see it, I don't think it's plausible as an improvement to the game. How come ETS2 doesn't have a sync? Because ETS2 doesn't have much information to send and receive. It just has to send, these people are in these places with these trailers. It's much the same as when I, in X-Plane, log onto VATSIM. It's literally like, who's nearby? These people. What planes are they flying? These ones. And what colours are those planes? These colours. Thank you. Whereas in Farm Sim, it's who's nearby? These people. Okay, what are they driving? These. What's the fuel state of literally everything on the server? Oh, yeah. What's the fill state of every trailer on the server? Oh, and every seeder. Oh, and every fertilizer spreader. And every muck spreader. And every slurry spreader. And every bucket. And every seed bag. Okay, that's step 2. Where are the fields? And what's in them? And what's the growth state? And have they been harvested lately? And if so, where's the straw? Also, are there any tipped piles of anything anywhere? Oh, there are? Yeah, how much is in them? How big are they and where are they? You know, this... It basically has to send the entire map to people, and then load in the vehicles on top of it. Like, it has to load in the conveyors in the exact... Excuse me? Oh. Oh. Please tell me that's nearby. Yes, it is. Carturix, we got an issue. We're full up on sugar beet storage, so now I'm having to direct sell. I think that they need to expand in small scale so they can do things the right way, and then they'd annoy, like, all the Americans. Trainer mod needs updating. I'm aware of that, Gaming Guitar Guy. You've told me that 4 or 5 times now. I'm aware the trailer mod needs updating. If you download it direct from the server, which you can't because the server's decided, no, nobody except me can actually access the mod list, which is nice. Is there a way I can send it? No, there's no attacher on the back of the truck. Finishing a half hour anyway. I might continue on till 7, but if definitely if my mood doesn't pick up, then yeah, I will finish at 6. Possibly even before that. Need to put the B-doubles in. You know, the reason I don't put in every mod that people ask for, because if I did, then I would just have every mod on the server and nobody would be able to get on because every mod would conflict with every other mod and the server would crash constantly. I put mods in that make sense for the server. And putting in B-doubles doesn't make sense for the server. Because, honestly, 90% of the time, Carturix is the only person on, and he tends to try and set up for whatever the next stream is. Which is why he got mod and admin. He's just always on the server, and he's an amazing help. So, props to Carturix. He deals with my nonsense quite well. Better than most, I think. Hey, Addy Boo. Too many mods is bad for bad Wi-Fi. Exactly, Woodshed. That's why I'm a bit like, you just don't listen to me. I mean, you do, but you do it in a way that means the server actually gets somewhere. Let me just try something here. Let's try it in announcements. No. If somebody who has the Benelux that is the old version of the Benelux but wants to upload it to like Dropbox or something, I will give you like dispensation to link in mod links. Then again, I'm gonna update the mod tonight, so I don't know. Oops. That was a genuine oops. See ya, Artie. By the way, from Discord, it looks like the popular choice for map for tomorrow is going to be Tyrolean Alps. Which I'm kind of okay with. It looks an interesting map. So I'll throw that in the server overnight. Do you need a favorite map? Yeah, I'll throw that on the server overnight, and I'll disable this map. But I'm gonna be honest, don't expect me to change maps every 3 weeks. Oakfield's pretty popular at the moment. Yeah, but I'm playing that single player. I'm not gonna... I said this last stream, IRT, and I think it was to you. I'm not gonna copy... like, VF is on Oakfield. I'm not gonna have the same server as he does. I'm not gonna run the same multiplayer streams that he does. Because it's disingenuous to me. It's not fair on VF. I don't want to be that guy who's just copying somebody else's idea. Plus, honestly, for me, Oakfield is, I think, is better as a single player experience. You weren't here last stream? Fair enough. I said the same, like, I was asked that same question last stream and I gave that exact same answer. Air Ireland, not right now, Glengar. I do want to put Air Ireland on eventually. But the problem with that is I don't want to put Air Ireland on with the problematic initial release version. I want to wait until V2. So that it could be kind of a long-term map on the server. Hey, Danny boy. So, I'm saying no to Air Ireland for now, but long term, yes, that is the plan. Thought I hated Air Ireland? Nah. It's a good map, just released in a bit of a shambles initially. Due to, like, guess just not giving enough time in testing. And maybe, I mean this in the nicest way, maybe some of the testers not really knowing how to test efficiently because it's not something they're used to. Because map testing... It's a typical 2019 launch. Yeah. Map testing is a strange beast that you have to learn. Yeah, it's their first map as well, so like there's naturally going to be problems with your first map release. And when you have testers who, through no fault of their own, just don't know yet how to test a map, because you know, when anybody starts testing maps, they learn the hard way that it's not a case of just play the map and you'll find all the problems. You got to go out of your way to make the problems happen. So I'm not going to knock them for having inexperienced testers that miss stuff. Because anybody who's got testers that are new to testing maps is going to have problems with the map, because you only learn how to test well once you've tested a few maps. Bewildered by the planes? Try out the Cessna 172 1174. I'll always suggest that as a good starter map. Enemies at Meadow Grove? Not that I'm aware of. Meadow Grove's a nice little map to start on. Meadow Grove I'm loving. That is definitely a single player map. Whoever that is behind me, if you swing around and back up onto this, you can empty at the same time as me, but honestly, there's no point now because I'm nearly empty. Looking forward to Dead Stick. Oh, that is going to be so good. I've applied for the closed beta. I want that game so badly. Is that why I test Oxy's maps? I test Oxy's maps because he knows that I'm not going to just blindly praise him. I'm going to say, hey, there's problems. Arguably, that's another issue that some modders face. And it's a strange one. Is like, there's all this talk about respect for modders, but there are times when the greatest respect you can show is by telling somebody their mod is crap and needs a lot of work. Yeah, it sounds counterintuitive that the best way to respect somebody is by saying you need to work harder or better on this. But when it comes to map testing, that's exactly what you need to do. You need to be a bit brutal. I think people don't like this map because of the random hedge collisions, which I'm kind of in agreement with, to be quite honest. Because now I gotta go rescue Nick, who's managed to get himself, presumably, stuck in a hedge. Let's just take a shortcut through this yard. This is another time-lapse song. Yeah. I'm actually quite enjoying the music, though. It's a time-lapse song, but it's also good background music. You're not stuck anymore. Fair enough, Nick. Let's get back over to the trailer then. Where did I dump it? There it is. Exactly, Ennis. When you're testing something, your job is to find problems and make problems. You're not there to just screech praise at people. Because you can praise the good stuff, but you need to be able to shout at them about the bad stuff as well. Someone said your work was sloppy. You can't see him saying that now. Your work, Lancy, I think works best with the rough edges it has because of the style of farms you tend to make. It's an odd one. It's Like, your yards are on point. Your terrain, once you smooth it, tends to be good. And like, it's sloppy, but that's kind of the yard style that you go with. Is messy and chaotic. Hey Sam, and Love H. It's one of those weird situations where sloppiness for you, Lindsay, is a good thing. Plus, in my eyes, your main weakness has always been the technical side of mapping. The really annoying, laborious technical stuff that's really difficult to learn. Hey Martin's Photographs, how's things? Not bad. All models from yourself. See, that's something that I couldn't do. It would take me months to make a single model. Never mind making a map's worth. But it's 48 to take brown stickers off. They were there in 17, brown were promoting on their Insta. Very simple, Killian. Brown and Giants don't have an agreement. There's a new way that mod licensing is being done, and Giants have to have the license as opposed to the modder, so yes, take the brown stickers off because there is no license with brown the Giants have. Like Giants don't have a... Sorry to those of you on Discord who just heard that, by the way. Giants don't have a licensing agreement with Brown. They're obviously fine with mods being made of their equipment, and they, I would argue, actively encourage it. But yeah, there's no license agreement there. They go, oh no, they could do a DLC. See, you would know this better than me, but I don't think Brown actually make very many trailers. See you, gaming guitar guy. I don't think Brown actually make too many trailers, so... Plus, there's kind of the secondary issue of, oops. Oh, everybody crashed. Even for other brands too. Well, there is a secondary issue of... And I'll phrase the issue like this. Would you buy a DLC that's literally just trailers? Most of which would probably overlap with trailers that are already in the game? Let's put mods to one side here. Would you buy a DLC that's just trailers, which would most likely overlap with trailers that are already in the game? For €5, €10. Anderson had more than just trailers, because they had Anderson has the bio baler and the really weird, funky wrappers. Whereas if it was going to be a Brown DLC, or even if they combined like Brown, Kane, Red Rock and stuff, it would kind of be just trailers. Did an Irish Brown DLC with high-spec Brown, Smith and Heron. Would you buy it though? For €5 or €10? If it was just trailers, most of which would overlap with trailers that are already in the game. Because, personally, I don't think I would. Michaela and Abby are a bit different though, Glengar, because like they have some pretty cool, unique equipment that Giants could work with. If it's just trailers, grain trailers, at least, it would just be, they don't even need to add stuff, to be honest, they just need to get an agreement. They just need to get the license with Brown, it doesn't need to be added to the game specifically. There's stuff that is licensed by Giants that isn't in the game. But, kind of the secondary issue there with the Irish equipment DLC is the only people that really want to buy that would be Irish people. And I don't... I don't think that the market would be there to justify spending all that time and all that money on getting DLC made just for the Irish market. See it, see Alex. See, I know I'm coming across as very cynical with all that, but it is true that there has to be some sort of balance to it all. I'm almost thinking that a third harvester might be worthwhile getting on this field. Hey Ginger, what do you think of S19? I'm kind of bored of it, to be honest. It's fun, but it can be... Hang on, why is there only one harvester actually working? What's going on here? Yeah, DLC should be interesting to everybody, not just... Yeah, DLCs are made for everybody, not just for you. I'd hate to see Giants make a British map. The limitations Giants have to work with are so big that it just wouldn't work. I'm gonna get a third harvester. And have, no doubt have, Turk's very angry. Oh, this is why I got lag earlier. Good lord, this just causes lag. There won't be a class DLC until the Metal Edition, at the very earliest. Are many mods on ModHub yet? Yeah, but the big issue with Farm Sim is people are just kind of losing interest in it. It's very samey compared to 17. Like, it's got a fresh coat of paint for sure, but and the graphics look a lot nicer for the most part, but in terms of gameplay, it's just FS17 all over again. There's not a whole lot different. And I think that's something Giants should really have worked on. And definitely need to work on for FS21 is gameplay and that kind of side of things. And making modders' lives easier. Because it's very slow at mods because there's more than one modder has just decided to not work on FS19 because it's just too much hassle, too much work. There's rumors there's going to be Deer DLC with foragers and the grass kit. I doubt that. I'd like to see it, but I doubt it. I'm gonna speed up the harvest on field 10 with this at least. I've class signed a deal with Giants, not to my knowledge. All I know is that FarmCon's gonna be at class, and that's it. That's literally all my knowledge. Yeah, I think Giants need to do some work to get, at the very least, modding tutorials or some way to make life a bit easier for modders out there. I don't think that'll happen, but it'd be nice to think about. Hey again, IRT. I'm gonna continue on until 7, screw it. We got a few people on the server, I don't wanna just say screw the people who you know, wanted to play with me today. More stuff, you're not complaining. See, the problem with bringing in new brands is that they have to fit within the game. And some of the stuff John Deere wanted to do and to happen and stuff just wouldn't have worked. The harvester, oh, it's not unfolded, it's still unfolding because there we go. Let's try this thing for a while. It's been a while since I've done some beet harvesting. See you, Sam. You like a smaller 6R? I mean, the smaller 6R is the 6M. But I think the real thing that got missed with John Deere coming in isn't any modern tractors. It's the fact that John Deere has such a heritage and such a legacy, and there's no classic John Deeres in the game. Like, if there is a John Deere DLC, I don't want it to be the big foragers and the grass kit. That'd be nice. You know, I'm not going to pretend it wouldn't be nice. But what would be nicer, for me at least, would be seeing some classic John Deeres. You know, a 7810, a 6430R or something like that. You know, some really nice old Deeres. Yeah, now you're thinking with portals, Matty. Yeah. I think that the thing that's missing from the game, for me at least, is, and it always will be, probably, is classic tractors. I want to see the heritage of these companies. I don't want to see what they're trying to sell you. I want to see what they have sold people. And what, you know, how they've got where they are today. Yeah, class, honestly, you couldn't really do much with that apart from throwing in like every class harvester ever. Because the tractor side of classes is quite new since they bought Renault. Or since Renault Tractors rebranded, or whatever went on with Renault there. More 2005 era tractors, that's still very modern, Matty. Like, where I want tractors to come from is kind of, as Jens calls it, the young timer era of 99 or before, or even full-on classics. You know, proper old timers from the 50s and 60s and 70s. That'd be me very happy. Because, you know, modern farming's great and all that, but I do prefer using tractors that actually look like tractors and not kind of have race car body kits on them for some reason. Somebody's figured out that I'm harvesting over here. One of the trucks has found me. I've been rumbled by a truck. At probably honestly a good time because I'm 72% full. Hang on, I can... Just need to reverse and then you can drive up under me like... There we go. 4,400, 40 be nice. Yeah, people when they request stuff for farm sims always like, I want this new tractor, I want this new tractor, I want this new tractor. I'm like, well, why? Because they're all generic shapes. I want something that looks like a tractor. I want something that's old and rusty and, you know, may or may not start depending on how hot it is. Or how you know, how humid it is. Or just whether or not it wants to start on any given day. I want tractors like that in Farm Sim. Old tractors that have personality instead of just a computer inside them. That's exactly it, Maddie, is very few farms, if any, have all brand new tractors. I would argue 90% of farms will have at least one tractor that is 20 years old. And that one tractor will most likely be, at bare minimum, a yard tractor. Something they use to shuttle stuff around the yard. They won't have, you know, their entire fleet be quad tracks and stuff like that. They'll have older equipment, and that's not something that I feel Farm Sim reflects very well. Also, could I get like a truck or something over here? I'm nearly full. If there's anybody in a truck around field 10, that'd be really appreciated right about now. The big farm near me even has some quite old equipment. You know, the one that owns literally a self-propelled John Deere sprayer and a Class Lexion 670. They've got some old equipment still because it makes sense. Is there a truck going free anywhere? There's Case Puma going free. Let's grab this, just empty out the harvester. $50, $40, $25, 10 years old tractor set for new ones. Yeah. That's actually why I spam the old Deutz, Matty. Is that it's just... it looks like a tractor. They look like tractors. They don't have these really generic body kits with like bits that make no sense and have no function. Like what's with the weird slope on the roof? All that's gonna do is functionally put water down over the windshield, which you don't want to happen. If it sloped backwards, that'd be fine. But no, what's with the... But yeah, a lot of the stuff that's on modern tractors makes no sense and is just there for decoration, which I feel isn't agricultural. How am I going? Not bad. When you look at the T7 family, it's... And I can show you in game, let's just stop up here. You look at... Let's look at medium tractors. You got the T6, which is a Maxim, which is a Steyr Profi CVT. And then you go up to the Optum, which is a T7, which is a Steyr Terrace CVT. Yeah. It's just... You know, these two are the same tractor, just with different paintwork. These two are the same, the MT800 and the 1100 NT. It's just... Anyway, I'm gonna have to run real quick, so I'll be back in a minute. And I'm back. Mostly. There we go. I'm not going to continue my rant about how modern tractors are terrible, by the way. Just know that I think modern tractors are boring. There's not a lot about them that interests me. Now I can empty the... Oh, somebody stole it from me already. Well, I'm gonna steal this tractor as my own. Let's continue harvesting. Oh, this is the robot that has the really weird glitch where it resets the pipe every time you... Has the melting weather alarm yet? It's warm, it's not terrifically warm. What's my favourite tractor year? Anything before 2002, really. Any year where a tractor looked like a tractor, where it was just like an engine with a cover on top. It's plus 26 for you guys. It's refusing to say. 14 degrees here, apparently, according to Google. 14 Celsius. You wouldn't see people restoring modern tractors. No, you wouldn't. Because they're not interesting. Modern tractors don't have personality. That's something that, like, they do their job well, but they're just computers. And not particularly pretty computers at that. So you get into a modern tractor, you're basically just driving a computer, you're doing very little of the work. Is there still room for tractor mechanics in the world? Yeah. After a certain time they're completely wrecked because they're designed to fail. Modern tractors are designed to fail, old tractors are designed to work. You need the company to do it for you, and they charge you twice as much as any half-decent mechanic would. No rain expecting soon, life leaves the crown getting burnt. That's not fun. So you got like forest fire warnings and bushfire warnings then, yes? Ford 4000 is a good tractor. The Ford 4000 is a good tractor. I will be honest though, I'm more of a 3000 fan. Or 5000. 3 or 5000 I like. I will say though, old tractors have something in common with old cars, and that is that they were built to just be insanely strong, just built to deal with whatever they needed to. Because I would say modern cars have the same problem. There's very few modern cars you see people wanting to restore, whereas you see people going out of their way to restore stuff from, you know, even the 50s and 60s and the 70s. You see people restoring those all the time. Modern cars, unless it's something like a Ferrari, it's probably not going to get restored ever. Oh, for goodness sake, you found crab steering mode. Is that Nick? Yes, it is. Nick, why are you crab steering that? Nick's just drifting his way around the field. Oh, please don't tell me you're gonna make a compaction joke. It's fun. Nick, you can go drift with somebody else because I'm empty at the moment. What do I think of the International 444 and 434? Never heard of them. So I don't have an opinion. I'm not gonna like force an opinion to happen about tractors I've never heard of. I don't see the point in that. So you've got lots of rain periodically, usually have 35 to 40, you need your water. You need to water fields to grow something. Yeah, here the weather's like alternating between rain all the time and potential flooding and no rain for like a couple of weeks and the risk of forest fires, and it's kind of odd. I'm gonna predict that Arden will see 35 degrees again this year. At some point. I'm gonna predict that there's gonna be just an insane heat wave in probably July. And I'll be streaming with the webcam off and windows open, and I'll probably actually be using this mic, my headset mic. Just because it tends to pick up less background noise. You already got a fire warning, and yeah, we've had I think 2 warnings this year so far. Problem with Ireland is there's a lot of gorse bushes, and a lot of gorse land. And gorse has a habit of not particularly being a dry or a moist plant material, so it does have a habit when it's dry of just wanting to catch fire all the time, and occasionally just spontaneously combusting. There has been situations known where gorse has just caught fire by itself. By the way, I know for everybody driving trucks that I'm being ridiculously annoying, just being off over to the side here. But it's getting the field done slightly faster, and that's what really matters. I will set this off on hard work in a few minutes though, just to you wait till I'm done this bit. And this bit will still take another few minutes. 2 tractors in your farm. Oh, the 2 tractors in your farm in a case. I mean, technically they're all case, because Case IH is Case International Harvester. I like July and August, I'm 40-43, having to work out in the fields. See, it's I don't want to say it's better. It's not as bad for people who are used to warm temperatures, but for people like me and basically Irish people in general, we're used to temperatures during the summer topping out in the mid-20s. You know, a hot day in Ireland in the summer is a very hot day. Is 25, 26 degrees. So once it goes much beyond that, it really becomes just unbearable, and the humidity in Ireland is such that it just results in people sitting in offices just sweating, and not fun at all. You're at 40 k's from the sea. Where I am, it's about 70 k's, I think. Between 70 and 100 to the sea. But I do notice that during the really hot days in summer, people just flock to the river and try and go swimming there instead. Gonna make a sweeping left here. Just to annoy, is it Woodshed? Just to annoy Woodshed. How to annoy people in one easy step. Just reverse and go forwards at random. Fireworker, go! You get... oh no. Here in the winter, like -2 is counted as extremely hot. Extremely hot? Extremely cold. It's -2 degrees Celsius. Everybody get out your t-shirts and shorts. Nick is really enjoying doing donuts and that thing. So I think we're doing pretty good for just kind of hodgepodging a bunch of hard workers together here. Hey, time lapse. I'm not doing bad, are you? See, 300k for your house. See, it's impossible to be that far from the sea in Ireland. I think the farthest you can get is about 150, 200. one of the nice things about living in an island nation. You're never very far from the sea. The field 20 is in need of harvesting, but I don't think we'll ever harvest it because, yeah, we're going to be doing a map swap overnight and be on a new map on the server tomorrow. 20 minutes drive from the sea. It's about an hour for me. Just over an hour. Harvesting looks so much better on PC, to be fair. The settings and LODs are a bit higher on PC. That's the big difference. You like to live there, you go into the sea every 2-3 days. I've not been down to the coast in years. Like, I've been... Obviously, I've like been over the coast in planes, but I've not gone to the seaside in a few years now. In summer, not all year round. I mean, you could go in the winter and catch some of those winter sunbeams. Oh, Nick's found something to ramp off. Woodshed, did you sell at the wrong place? Or was I selling at the wrong place? You're supposed to sell at Tier U Agro Producte. You're supposed to sell where I was. You get slightly more there. Packed to tourists, you hear more foreign language than you do Greece. I mean, the funny thing is, going around town, you hear almost more Polish than you do English. At times. Did you get to see Northern Lights a few years ago? We get them reasonably regularly, but at the same time, there's so much light pollution in Ireland that there's only, I think, 2 places where it's even possible to see them, or plausible. Like whenever there's solar flares going off and particularly high solar activity, Arden, the Northern Lights come down as far as Arden. But the problem is there's so many houses in Arden that it's very difficult to actually get a dark area, or somewhere dark enough that you can see them at least. Lots of Bulgarians, Russians, generally people from the Balkans. Yeah, the difference here is that a lot of the Poles actually live here. Like, we actually have a dedicated shop just for Polish goods in town. Where's the hired worker over here gone? 1 FG from him. In terms of tourists here, it's a lot of Americans, a lot of Canadians. More than a few from the UK. A surprising number of Germans. Like, this town, where I live, it seems to be particularly popular with Germans. And history buffs, all of them, because that's all this town has to offer is history. Some nice landscapes around here, but the main tourist attraction is history. Welcome back, Alexander. Nick, I would advise you listen to Carturix, because he has the power to kick. Alexander, by the way, have you figured out what's causing your blue screens yet? We get about 4 times more than your population tourists. We get about 10 times over the course of an average year. Population here is about 3,000. We tend to get anywhere between 30 and 50,000 tourists a year. I'm in Scotland. Woodshed. Woodshed. I'm talking about just my town. We literally, on a daily basis, get about 5 busloads of tourists. To the point where there is a car park in town that is segregated off. About 2/3 is car park. The other third is segregated off just for tourist buses. We get enough tourist buses in through town that it justifies having a specific bus park. You get massive traffic jams. We used to. We used to before they built the motorway. Because where I live used to be basically the main road between Cork and Dublin. You have one World Festival, you seem to be the only one who sees the irony in the town being mental with cars. Yeah. Always ironic when people use fossil fuel burning methods to get to environmental festivals. Particularly enjoy it when it's the guys that are flying off to talk about, like, flying off in private jets to talk about the environment. It's like, well, you've just... Could you not at least have gone commercial? Real Dirt's very intense. It is. It's a very interesting mod, shall we say. At times it does some quite odd stuff. This song sounds familiar. Rupert, just FYI, because the server hates me, the the mod link isn't working. Yeah, never park in front of a farmer's drive. Unless they give you permission, never do that. I'll try and get the mod link working again today. I'm guessing Nick was trolling Carturix, and Carturix doesn't quite like being trolled. Feel free to share what happened, Cart. Because I'm kind of curious as to how on earth an admin action actually ended up being taken on the server. It showed the mod list. It showed it for you? It's not showing it for some people. Yes? We have an interesting problem here where I live, and on my road specifically, where every year without fail a combine harvester gets stuck because of the narrow road, and the only place to park, definitely on this side, he didn't do anything. Okay. You just look at the model. Okay, so it's working for some but not for others. That's actually more annoying than it not working at all. Yeah, that's a glitch. That's a bug. That's a problem. So scratch what I said, Rupert. It may or may not work for you, depending on how the server feels, I guess. I'm really sure why that problem is a thing. Hello, Nick. You had a car and 2 trailers in the car. That's possibly why Carturix wasn't very impressed. Yanis grows 100% pure potato beans. You're banned from the server. Cart, did you ban him or did you just kick him? Does it should only kick? You're not banned. You just got kicked. Hello, Simulate. If you can be bothered opening Discord, I'm in there right now. You can annoy my chat and me simultaneously. Although, judging by the capitalization, you're on your phone. Saying you're banned. You're not. Let me check the ban list. Bans. Unban. Nope. You ain't banned. Try restarting the game, Nick. Sometimes the game has a bit of a weird fit where you're on PC. Oh, okay. Sometimes, yeah, when you get kicked from a server, it decides you're banned until you restart the game. I enjoy how the plan for this was to just use the Holmer to cart between the harvesters and the trailers, and it as it turns out, it's just much more efficient to just go direct with the trailers. Nick's rejoining. Goat's milk is much better than cow milk. I don't like have access to goat's milk nearly as much as I'd like to. Because I'm the only one in the house who's able, I don't want to say is able, who wants to eat goat's milk or goat's cheese. Because it's delicious. It's got this lovely tartness kind of as an undertone. Almost as if it's just like cheddar with some pepper in it. It's beautiful. But nobody else in the house seems to accept that. Hey, PS4. It's a lot less fatty and there's a lot more flavour to goat's milk. Hang on, attach the trailer again, I'll pop you back up. Oh, you didn't reattach the tray. Well, now you're definitely stuck. Try turning the other way. There you go. You might need to borrow the wheel loader to get the trailer back up. Or you could just try ramming it from various angles. That might work too. It would be a lot easier if you just got the wheel loader. Or try hitting it from the other side, because all you're doing is making sure that it stays flipped. Just super mega ram. I was honestly anticipating something happening to my tractor, not the truck. I didn't expect the truck to flip. Like, tractor flip? Yeah, that would have been completely fine in my books. That would have been kind of anticipated. A truck going a whoopsie. Yeah. Not quite sure I was anticipating seeing that today. Especially not after it gets hit by a tractor. I bet as we drive back down the road, he's still going to be having the same argument with the trailer. Citizens disagree. Well, I know goat's cheese has a bit of a smell to it, but that's kind of just cheese in general. It's a good... Honestly, like, the best cheeses have a smell, so... Whenever I hear somebody complaining about, oh, this cheese is smelly, yes, that means it's good. Cheddar's the most boring of all the cheeses, and it smells of plastic. That said, my favourite cheese is Gouda. Welcome back, Michael. How did you get a mod into the game that you downloaded? What game did you download? What? I'm not sure what you're asking, Irish. Hey, SG. Ah, you did get the wheel loader in the end, Woodshed. Good move. That's not Woodshed with the wheel loader, that's Nick. Greek feta. Feta is very nice as well. Feta is a... I would say like second or third, because mozzarella is amazing as well. Mozzarella is really nice. Feta is lovely. Gruyere is delicious. Mozzarella is nice just because it goes on pizzas. Cheddar's okay. It's a good generic cheese. If you just want generic cheese, just go with cheddar. Parmesan's okay, but there's not a whole lot you can do with it. Download the Chrono Trailer from S19 from Forbidden Mods. Go into my game, my documents, my games, Farming Simulator 19 mods, and drop the trailer in there, and then you can activate it through the in-game mod selection screen as you load into the save. Stop. Back it up. You enjoying FS19 on MP at the moment? You're not on MP. Unless you're Nick Engel or Woodshed or Katurks. Hello, Hayden. Happy birthday. He's late, but happy birthday. By the way, Hayden, forgot to ask, did you see the link I put in about if audio for VATSIM next beta? I'm a fan of playing single player. I prefer single player. Multiplayer tends to frustrate the crap out of me. Got a bottle of gin. Yeah, they missed a good pun there. Like, especially if it's Ryan Reynolds, as I discovered from your Discord. Like, he could have called it AVA gin. He missed such a good pun. Like, sure, it's aviation gin, but he could have called it aviation or AVA gin, which would have been so good. It would have been a delicious pun. So good you have to make the Italian fingers. Like MP was 2 degree good. Yeah, multiplayer is a lot better if you like know the people that you're on there with, and the big problem with more public multiplayers, as much as I enjoy doing this, big problem with public multiplayer is you don't know what people are going to be like. You don't know who's a troll immediately, and it can become a bit stressful, especially if you're admin and running the server and trying to stream and all that kind of stuff. It becomes a task-saturated situation very quickly. He's a mix master. I never do mixers. I never have any alcohol with mixers. If you unzip the file, nope. You can just drop the zip file in. Make sure it's a .zip and not like a .7z or .rar. Has to be a zip file. Has to be named correctly. There's like 17 different steps that you gotta go through to make sure mod's gonna work. What is your password? I don't know what your password is. Do you mean for the server? It's John Deere, all one word, all lowercase. Yeah, I joined today as totally not a troll to see what Carturgs to do, and he did nothing. In fact, I joined, ran over to Carturgs, and he was just kind of hovering. Nick, there's tractors on this map for a reason. You've got stuck now. That's why you shouldn't use cars to tow trailers. Excuse me. Oh, thanks. Oh no, Rupert's joining the server at the worst possible time. I'm trying to delicately edge past the back of Nick's mayhem, and Rupert joins just as I start. Your timing is immaculate, Rupert. I applaud it. Perfect troll timing. Hey, Sylvan. In the meantime, enjoy these leaves that are just wobbling. Look at them wobble. Enjoy the wobble. Embrace the wobble. Be the wobble. Trying to decide if it's Rupert having not the greatest internet or the server being paused again. Because sometimes the server randomly pauses itself when there's a sync going on. And I'm not sure which it is. Oh no, it's just Rupert's internet not being the greatest. Hey guys, if you're sudden, be careful, because Nick's managed to get himself stuck and I'm not helping him because he was being stupid driving around with a trailer on the back of a truck. So whatever you do, guys, don't help Nick. Leave him suffer in his mistake. Servicer's bugged. Are you sure it's bugged and not just on a hard worker, Woodshed? Because I'm seeing it as being on a hard worker. It's really frustrating that FS19 looks so pretty, but it just isn't as interesting as Farm Sim used to be for me, and I think a lot of people. Like FS17 I'm 110% burnt out of still. Like that's a game I'm just not returning to. Can't see that cotton picker. You want to get in? It's just going to be abandoned there forever because I will be swapping the server map tonight. They Train Sim. That's a game that I have very little interest in. I'm not very interested in trains. Like planes, yes. There's a lot more going on with planes than people seem to think. Even on autopilot, there's a lot going on because you need to monitor stuff. But trains just kind of, not for me. Plus, the only good train sims are made by Dovetail, who I refuse to support. Dovetail Games scammed the flight sim community, and I have zero interest in supporting them as a developer or publisher or in any situation. Bradley, hello. Top tier farming methods. Very much appreciated. No problem, dude. Installing mods is easy. Woodshed's managed to get stuck apparently. Did you get stuck or did Nick slam into you? Either way, I'm going to be popping out over there in a second. You hit a hedge. Ah! Yeah, I'll be popping out over there in a second, so I should be able to help. Assuming there's no... Why is there just a giant pad here? Assuming there's no, hedges with the ridiculous collisions on the way over to you, I'll be there in a second. Assuming I can find the correct road, I'll be there in a second. It's been too samey 17. Yeah, I think that might be the problem. There's no real difference between 19 and 17 other than the graphics. Yeah, some of the physics are improved. Like, I'm not going to pretend like it's the same physics. I feel like the vehicle physics have had a massive improvement. You should be mostly free now. If you disconnect the trailer, you're free. Oh, I actually got my trailer stuck, so let's try this idea. Yeah, let's try using the trailer as a bump point. I think you are free, it's just that you're actually getting stuck onto the trailer now. See you, Greek dude. Enjoy your spraying or whatever it is you're going doing. Helper D has completed their task. Somehow I doubt that. Yeah, I think 19 is going to be a struggle bus of a game for people who are reliant on YouTube for stuff. Like the case simulator used in 17. So I think the critical issue is that modding is actually that much more difficult in 19. Sorry, Discord people. I've just deafened everybody by bopping my mic. If it makes you all feel any better, I've deafened myself as well by doing that. Yeah, the thing is, I like 19. I do like what Giants have done with it. It's just that it doesn't feel the way that I'd like it to, and I don't know if that's a problem that can be solved. Seasons will help. Seasons will definitely help. I think, beat will drop. Oh my god, Alexander. That is a terrible pun. I'm trying to think of what could be done with 19 mod-wise to make it really super interesting. Seasons will definitely help. I think if Dural just put out the bits of more realistic that were to do with the 3-point hitches, that would definitely help for me. Because that's something I think Giants should do, is make the hitches not be made of cement and not just cement things on the back, and have them, like, allow them to have a bit of play, so that if you're driving down a road and you've got, say, a plow on a 3-point, it'll bounce a bit as you hit bumps. The same with mowers, that they'll bounce a bit, or tethers and stuff like that. Like, the way that it is right now, the 3-point hitches are just magical cement glue. There's no play whatsoever, and I think that's something the Giants could relatively easily remedy and change, so that there is a bit more realism without sacrificing Simcade. Like, you don't have to have weight physics be 100% correct or anything like that. You don't need to sacrifice the Simcade aspect of Farm Sim, which honestly is what Farm Sim is. Or I think that would have. I think that's something that should be looked at. Here's my question, Alexander. Does the CSZ pack still have that ridiculous extra camera that is just completely nonsensical? Like, that's the key question for me with the CSZ pack. Because if it's got that camera that's on the equipment, I don't want it. Don't think it does. I'll give it a download and check. Because I do like the pack as a bunch of shovels and stuff. But if it's got that ridiculous camera, I don't want it. Because that camera kills it for me. It makes it a lot more difficult to handle basically anything. The adapters definitely don't. So that's that Homer empty, 89%. That's worth a trip over to the sell point, I think. Or, you know, tree. Whichever I hit first. Excuse. Oh, I'm stuck on this tree as well. I hit 2 trees at once. Truly, I am a moron. I really have a Kramer load on, J front loader. You just put an adapter from the Kramer quick hitch into the loader equipment. Yeah, in real life there's adapters for pretty much everything. I think I've just cut somebody off. Sorry! Oh wait, it's only Carturix, hang on. There we go, that's the correct reaction. I thought it was somebody who might have been offended at being cut off. You expect a lot of shouting later. Nah, can't cut his own back there. Though I am gonna swap maps out for tomorrow. I think it's fair to come to the conclusion that this map just isn't interesting people enough. Or as much as I'd like it to. Which is a bit of a shame, because I do like this map, but yeah, the fields are a bit huge-mongous. So, I can understand both sides of that coin. It's a nice map, and I like it, but the fields are a bit big. To go on, Carturix isn't. Carturix is always on, though. Like, there have been times where I've just come on at a completely random hour and Carturix has been online. Or checked at a random time and Carturix has been online. Which, by the way, is why Carturix is admin. You know, officially it's my server, but Carturix really runs the damn thing. He tells me what mods to put on and when. And I just do that for him. Yep. Yeet. Woodshed, you failed. Hey Thomas. Yeah, Glengar's on usually on Eurotruck now. Fun thing is, I've just realised this. You guys will never know if you bump into me on VATSIM. Those of you who have flight sims and are on VATSIM. Hayden will. He knows my VATSIM name, which oddly enough is my real name. Yeah, people who I talk about VATSIM with will know my real name, but SFTN's live? Oh. I didn't realise he was going live today. In which case, yeah, let's end the stream here. I can go have my dinner because it's ready. It's been ready for a little while actually. Fun fact: I kind of knew that I'd be going till 7 before the stream started, so I did have plans to get dinner after the stream. So let's end the stream. That's a good way to end the stream. Let's end the stream embedded in a tree. Hope you guys enjoyed. Head on over to SFTN now if you want more Farm Sim. Until tomorrow, which will be multiplayer again. Stay safe and goodbye.